And here we are at the elusive chicken coop. This was our garden this year. I know. Kind of right down through here. Ain't much left of it. Chickens have decimated it. But that's what they were supposed to do. Now they're cleaning up that spot where I've left rotting wood. It's supposed to have kind of been a hugelkultur mound, but never got around to it. You know, I'm kind of that way. Anyhow, hi girls. You're putting out about 8 to 10 eggs a day. Doing well. We got them in March, I think. So they're just scratching. Claw came out this morning to let them out. Jennifer fed them this morning, but it wasn't. Sun wasn't up yet. Which one's my favorite? I'll find her here in a second. There's two of them that once you get to them, they freak out and they squat down, and you can just pick them up. They're cool. The others, not so much. Yeah, baby. Nope. Yep, they don't like that. Daisy, hush. That cat's way away from you. Leave it alone. See, that's what we deal with. Anyhow, I was working on a project and had to stop. Had to put a new axle on the rear end of the chicken coop. This is a chicken coop I built from no plans, just making it up as I go along. Yes, it looks that way, but they're liking it. Got a drop down thing there, and you can keep them. And this will turn around. It's a cattle panel bent, and it will hook to the end of that, this end here, so it can be one solid coop. But we don't kind of like doing that. We just like letting them free range now that they're up in age during the day. And if it's a rainy day or whatever, we keep them in the coop. Then we got only one egg yet today. Yeah, golf balls for fake eggs to get them laying. Need to clean that again. Anywho. Okay, girls. The only one of you is laid an egg. Get on with it. Say, but we're eating to make more shells. We gotta eat to make the shells. Our first attempt at asparagus came up pretty good. Chickens don't like it, thank God. They do root around in here, but they haven't ate it. We're letting it go to seed, so that pushes the energy back to the roots to where it's helps it grow stronger next year. What else we got in here? Lots of garlic. We've pulled most of that up because we're wanting to centralize it. We've got tons of roses all over the place, which are they're edible, but you know, if you like the taste of roses. The other is it's our grapevine. I trimmed it back last year, and it went to town this year. Excuse me. So it is all the way out to here. That's 2 trellises or 3 trellises it goes down. We're wanting to get some white Niagaras and plant. I've been trying to kill that tree right there 3 times now. It is a crab apple. It's got thorns, so I keep cutting it out of there. I know some people would like crab apples, but not in where it's going to be under a trellis, and it started there without my knowledge. So I've got a multitude of poke growing around. Here's a pretty weed that's grown up. There's a bee for somebody. Bees are still out on this cold morning. There must be. Ooh, got a bumblebee down here. Got to keep them around. They make all the everything working. We have raspberries run amok down here. I planted them originally there, and all this is extra growth. It's just see, from last year to this year. So let me go back to 1x. Step back. You can see I planted the one there, and then all down through here is raspberry. Blackberry wise, we're huge on those. I have two maple trees that are going bye-bye. This one and that one, because they'll shade out the garden, and I don't want helicopters in the yard. I know, it's terrible of me. I've got some in the front yard that'll get cut down because I want the weeping. I did some weeping willows off shoots here. This is a really wet area of the yard because all the drainage comes down from the bus garage there, and that stays wet. So I'm thinking the willows there behind this stump. And yeah, I know this is a mess. I have a pawpaw tree. Have yet to get a pawpaw, but hey, you know, it's only the second year. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Second year, and it's way taller than me. I planted it in that stump because the dogs wanted to dig it out. The stump is about half rotten, so it's just keeping things from digging around them. Of course, the chickens are following me around to pluck out everything. Nope, not that one. Just checking. Third willow. Lost it. May mean that the dog or the something dug it up. It might be there. Yeah, it's underneath here. We got it protected to keep. The dog likes to dig up trees that you plant, and there's one here. This rock was here when we moved here. We don't know what it's for, but it's probably a property marker for some odd thing, but I don't know why, because they put that fence in, and I end up having to take care of all this over here. Anyhow, so our only dogwood, the dogwood tree that is. This is maple I cut down, and my chainsaw acted up and lack of funds. But it's all rotten, and I can't really use it for anything. I was wanting to make a bench out of it, but it didn't come out that way. Anywho, oh, another maple willow in this stump. I'll split it out once it gets big enough to not get dug up. Daisy! Okay, part two. Some kind of vine. I'll have Jennifer tell me what it is. I'll put it on the screen. A messed up flower bed to work on. I'm showing you all this stuff. Is all the projects I have to do if it is not raining. That's the last willow tree. This is the other tree I cut down before the chainsaw died. We had to put the flower pot in the end because our grand dog is a gosh, I can't remember what Malamute and husky mix. I don't. Yeah, they're on the blank. I do that all the time. Anyhow, We have an American plum. It can be a bush or a tree. We're kind of going more for the bush portion of it. Let's see, this was the project I was working on the porch. Stopped there because I got to get some pea gravel to fill in the holes. Thanks, Daisy. This would be our side garden. The chickens have decimated. We're going to end up putting them in here for the winter. Most likely that was closer to the house and a bigger run for them to just eat and deal with. We got trees down the side, a couple red buds, 3 red buds I think, and a couple dogwood bushes, and butterfly bushes, and just flowers of random kinds. I don't remember what that is. I can't never remember it. Another rose bush that was here when we moved. It's looking better now. We have another one down here that I've cut back on there because it only shoots out 1 or 2 shoots, and when it shoots out the shoots, they go out anywhere from 15 to 20 feet and don't bloom a lot. So I'm not sure what it needs, but I gotta figure that out. Okay, my other portion of wanting to show you here all my projects. You hide my work van. That's my truck. Yeah, I don't care if you see my license number. If you're in a position where you can look that up, you've got more power than I do. This is what I've dug. The reason for doing all of this was we get water up against the house, so all that's the high ground. It's kind of hard to see it, and it comes down and goes out. Well, I know I'm making everybody dizzy, but the water here is guttered off. All the gutters work great, and there's pipes that run it off, but just the water hitting in this area here, that's the volcano, and all the water that comes here drains more over in this side, and I don't want to have to redo the driveway. So what I'm trying to do is catch it here and route it down, because it's kind of a downhill grade that way. But I want to make a ridge. The chickens are, every time I dig it out, they decide to put it back because they like tilling up the, yeah, that's it. Dig the ditch out. That's it. Work with me here. Work with me. Sheesh. Anyhow, here's my next project. I've got to clean out my garage so I could do something. I've got furniture that needs put back together or repaired. I've got projects out here. I've got a big area to work. I just got to get it cleaned out. I got me a lamp up, or a fan. Let me turn the lights on to see if it helps. Oh yeah. See, I've got lights up in here. I got my bandsaw, table saw. Got a lot of project things to fix up, and that's a jigsaw that's not working. This jigsaw works. It runs off an electric motor. It was my father's. Goes to his shopsmith. Sorry, had a brain fart again. Another one of the fans I'm probably going to put up. An older lathe that's got to be powered. I have a lathe over here somewhere that is powered, but it wobbles a lot. It's really cheap. And that's kind of what I'll deal with. I'll deal with a lot of cheap items because I don't ever want to get to the point of saving up enough and something happens and I have to do something else. So, you'll have emergency issues come up and deal with. So I just have a cluttered up, nasty mess. My big toolbox there, and my old toolbox that I gave to my son, but he doesn't have tools at his house, so we're going to combine it all into one. I've got my dad's old toolbox over there, a freezer I got to figure out what to do with. Yeah, I got a cluttered up mess. So now that you've gotten to know you, once I get it all cleaned out, we'll let you see the after effect. Might take you along for some projects inside it, but hey, let me know if you want to know what's going on. Oh, and I'm going to add on here, I added that door. We didn't have access to the house from the garage. You had to go outside and back in, so I built that, and I'm in the process of figuring out where I want the stairs on that side, this side, or out here. And I don't think it'll be out here. I'm leaning more towards that side over there, step up. And the concern was we had to put padding on that so you wouldn't crack your head on it. Anyhow, enough about that.